this, because I've got a few questions a couple questions to go off of here. So consider the Jewish leaders who tried to find an explanation for Jesus' healing of the man born blind. Remember that we discussed that passage in John's Gospel, John 9 and 10, where Jesus heals the man born blind, and there's this big uproar among the Jewish leadership that this man really blind beforehand, or was this some sort of trick that Jesus is trying to play on us, right? Like we see today with charlatans who claim that they've healed people. I mean, that stuff's been going on forever. It's nothing new, okay? So the Jewish leaders were skeptical. Did this actually happen? How does that view compare with the view of skeptics today who deny the resurrection of Christ? Because you remember what happened there in John? Oh, come on, computer. Let's see. John 9. So Jesus heals this man born blind, right? And then all heck breaks loose. Because, of course, what day does he do it on, for one? He's always healing people on what particular day?
Sabbath.
The Sabbath. He's always healing on the Sabbath, right? Always, always, always. You know, Jesus, you got 6 other days of the week you could heal people. Nope, going to do it on the Sabbath, right? It just gets the goat of the Pharisees, right? They just, what's he doing? He can't be a true Messiah because he breaks the Sabbath laws, right? So the Pharisees go and they find the man who was born blind but now can see, and they interrogate him. Okay, they interrogate him. He says, they ask him how he had received his sight, and he said to them, "He put mud on my eyes, I washed, and I see." This man is not from God because he does not keep the Sabbath. But others said, "How can a man who is a sinner do such signs?" And there was division among them. So they said again to the blind man, "What do you say about him since he has opened your eyes?" And he said, "He is a prophet." Now the Jews did not believe that he had been blind and had received his sight until they called the parents of the man who had received his sight and asked them, "Is this your son who you say was born blind? How then does he now see?" His parents answered, "We know that this is our son and that he was born blind. But how he sees we do not know, nor do we know who opened his eyes. Ask him, he is of age, he will speak for himself." So I don't think we can fault the Pharisees for being skeptical at first. I mean, let's be honest. Do people normally born blind just recover their sight? No, it doesn't happen. So is it wrong for them to be skeptical? No, that's okay. But what do? They conduct an investigation. Is that wrong? No, of course not. You want to be sure. Is this somebody pulling? I mean, there have been false messiahs come and go. This was nothing new. So they want to be sure. Is this guy the real deal? Let's find out. Or is he trying to pull a fast one on us? But they do their investigation, and what do they find out? They find out this man was born blind. Friends and relatives confirm it. Okay, now he can see. It's obvious to all. He can see now. He tells them how he was healed by this man who told him to go wash in the pool of Siloam, and he did, and when he came out, he could see again. Okay? Now, with all of this evidence, what should that tell the Pharisees? What should that say to them?
That this guy was who he claimed to be.
This guy was who he claimed to be. And remember, this is a particular sign of the Messiah. No Old Testament prophet ever healed a person born blind, ever. It was a sign reserved in the prophets we read of the Messiah when he was to come. The eyes of the blind would be opened. Okay, that's a big deal. Okay, so this is this is Jesus basically screaming from the rooftops, "Look at me, I'm the Messiah." And yet what do people do? They continue to persist in their unbelief and doubt. Okay? How is that any different from the view of the skeptics today who deny the resurrection of Christ? We have overwhelming evidence, historical evidence, not just biblical evidence, extra biblical evidence. We have evidence proving that the tomb was empty. Everyone agrees that the tomb was empty. How do you account for that tomb being empty? There's skeptical arguments. They stole the body. We know that that doesn't hold water because guess what? There is a group of professionally trained soldiers guarding the tomb, and you think a bunch of disillusioned, frightened Jews are going to come and take out professional guard like the Navy SEALs or something and take them out? I don't think so. Okay, that doesn't make any sense, especially when those guards, their lives were on the line for failing in their duty. Okay, they did not mess around. We talked about the mass hallucination theory. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, what are we going to go with? Aliens? Oh, you could believe that